Lancia l'evoluzione tecnologica.
Is it true that you can leap over a chair from a standing position?
It depends on the size of the chair. I'll cheat a little bit.
Yes!
We all think that the technology that's new to us is bigger and more transformational than all the technology that happened before. And we can't really make the judgment objectively because we know what we are struggling with and we don't know what another generation struggled with and how much impact it had to it. But the concept of making a transatlantic phone call some number of decades ago had to have had at least as big an impact on the people as sending an email message today or accessing a web page. I kind of look at technology as a river, and there are rapids in the river and there are slower parts in the river, but the river just keeps going down and technology keeps flowing, and some parts of technology come at you faster, but then they'll slow down again. And this is a faster period, but I wouldn't characterize it as being a historically fastest because I didn't live the other period of time. Then I don't think our generation has invented technology.
Technology has progressed to the point where pretty much anything you want is available on a sort of, they're called cartridges. There would probably be like digital VCR things. And people are essentially connected, I guess, in all the sorts of ways that the great champions of the internet and information highway are so excited about now. The action is only about 10 or 15 years in the future, really.
So police forces across the country are very likely to be soon rolling out facial recognition cameras after their largest ever deployment at the King's coronation.
So they were mounted atop police vans or on opposite body armour. The cameras work by scanning every face in a crowd to look for known troublemakers. Madeline, is this the official arrival now of Big Brother?
Well, it's certainly taking us one step closer to a Big Brother society. Live facial recognition is really intrusive, really dystopian mass surveillance technology that is not based on suspicion. It means everyone who passes by that camera is scanned and effectively has a police ID check. It really turns us into walking barcodes.
Hey, do you guys support the satanic pride propaganda?
Yeah, both.
You support it?
Satan and pride.
You support Satan?
Mm-hmm.
What's God gonna think of that?
I don't believe in God.
I think the standard agenda of any piece of entertainment is to be as entertaining as possible. U.S. citizens have the wherewithal to keep from entertaining themselves to death or not.
There's a gateway between the real world and this world that computers have created, and there's so many levels. I feel like computers completely have a personality. Just the knowledge that's inside of a computer and that power that has. Imagine if it turned around.
right now, and I think the next 15 or 20 years are going to be a very scary and sort of very exciting time when we have to sort of reevaluate our relationship to fun and pleasure and entertainment, because it's going to get so good and so high pressure that we're going to have to forge some kind of attitude toward it that lets us live.
Well, tonight, the nation's intelligence agencies are warning of cyber threats from Russia and are urging U.S. critical infrastructure defenses to be reinforced. As CBS's Bill Whitaker reported on Sunday night's 60 Minutes, it wouldn't take much to throw the entire country into darkness.
The grid is a sprawling target. There are actually 3 in the U.S., the Eastern, Western, and Texas has its own. Most of us rarely notice substations. There are 55,000 across the country, each housing transformers, the workhorses of the grid.
It was actually a very shocking result to us that there's very few number of substations you need to take out in the entire United States to knock out the entire grid.
Knock out the entire grid?
That's correct.
The threat is real. Just last week, 3 white supremacists pleaded guilty to plotting to attack power grids throughout the country, and they had a plan to hit critical substations simultaneously to cause a massive blackout.
Quite scary. Bill Whitaker, thank you.
Мы видим, как многие евроатлантические страны фактически пошли по пути отказа от своих корней, в том числе и от христианских ценностей, составляющих основу западной цивилизации. Отрицаются нравственные начала и любая традиционная идентичность, национальная, культурная, религиозная или даже половая. Проводится политика, ставящая на один уровень многодетную семью и однополое партнерство, веру в Бога или веру в сатану.
And we're going to try another pigeon now, and I will try to pick out some particular pattern of behavior and make it a more frequent part of the repertoire of the bird. Very fine. This bird has been already conditioned to eat when the magazine sounds and the light flashes. Now we'll just watch its behavior a bit. It's not doing anything in particular, you see. But I'm going to try to get it to do something. Suppose I shape up the behavior of making a complete turn. What I do is simply, as I did then, to wait for some part of that behavior. There's more of it, you see. Well, you can see that the effect is instantaneous. I'm waiting for it to turn counterclockwise now. I reinforce that movement. And I wait for a more pronounced movement than that. It's got to be more than that. There we go, all the way around.
How did we get to this point? I mean, you know, if you roll back the clock 50 years, certainly entertainment wasn't one of our gods back then. In the world that we have today, you can't have just TV news, you have to have entertaining TV news. You can't have a documentary or plain old information, you have to have infotainment. People are really addicted to entertainment, aren't they?
Политкорректности доходит до того, что всерьез говорится о регистрации партий, ставящих своей целью пропаганду педофилии. Люди во многих европейских странах стыдятся и боятся говорить о своей религиозной принадлежности. Праздники отменяют уже. Или называют их как-то по-другому, стыдливо прячут саму суть этого праздника, нравственную основу этих праздников. И эту модель пытаются агрессивно навязывать всему миру. Убежден, это прямой путь к деградации и примитивизации, глубокому демографическому и нравственному кризису. Что еще может быть большим свидетельством морального кризиса человеческого социума, как не утрата способности к самовоспроизводству? А сегодня практически все развитые страны уже не могут воспроизводить себя, причем даже с помощью миграции. Без ценностей, заложенных в христианстве и других мировых религиях, без формирования без формировавшихся тысячелетиями норм морали и нравственности, люди неизбежно утратят человеческое достоинство. И мы считаем естественным и правильным эти ценности отстаивать. Нужно уважать право любого меньшинства на отличие, но и право большинства. Право большинства не должно быть поставлено под сомнение. Одновременно мы видим попытки тем или иным способом реанимировать однополярную унифицированную модель мира, размыть институт международного права и национального суверенитета. Такому однополярному, унифицированному миру не нужны суверенные государства. Ему нужны вассалы.
Different cities, different regions of the country have developed a cauldron of creativity pertaining to a particular industry that was almost impossible to imitate or replicate elsewhere. Hollywood is one example. You know, for 60, 70, 80 years, to this day, through technology change, through commerce change, to world wars and everything, the trend-setting movie production of the world comes from an area like Silicon Valley that's in Hollywood.
The beginning of 20th century, we were just 1.6 billion people. Now, 2019, we are 7.6 billion people. They are saying by 2050 we will be 9.6 billion people. Why are we making these predictions? Why don't we have a plan? Why don't we say in the next 50 years we will be 4.5 billion people? Are we willing to address this? This is what needs to be addressed. It may look like there are many problems, but actually there's only one problem. We are nice, but we're just too many. This we need to understand. There is no space for any other creature to live on this planet simply because we are so many and our footprint is so big. So we are trying to reduce the size of our footprint, I understand that. But believe me, it is much easier to control human population than human aspirations. You cannot control human aspirations. You can easily control human population if everybody is focused on that. The nations, the religions of the world, various community leaders, everybody, if they are focused on seeing how to bring down the population of this planet, human population, so that other populations can live. Because we need to understand this planet will perish if all the insects die today, within 4 to 6 years' time. If all the microbes die, probably within hours this planet will perish. But if you and me disappear, this planet will flourish.
I think you can roll the clock back really thousands of years when you have arguments in Plato about what kinds of pleasures are more worthwhile than others. I mean, I know that in certain moods, when I'm tired or when I'm in some sort of pain, I want kind of infantile pleasures. I want to sit and receive pleasure without having to give anything or do anything. The candy's getting better and better and better. And second of all, that I think somehow we as a culture have stopped or are afraid to teach ourselves that pleasure is dangerous.
I think Tesla will have sort of a ChatGPT moment. Maybe if not this year, I'd say no later than next year.
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry. You're going to have a
sort of ChatGPT moment.
Oh, you will. In terms of suddenly it will.
Yeah, suddenly 3 million cars will be able to drive themselves with no one.
Right. It goes back to that. Right.
Yeah, and then 5 million cars, and then 10 million cars.
一向欢迎包括马斯克先生在内的各国工商界人士访华，更好地了解中国，推进互利合作。
Elon Musk has wrapped up a very quick and oddly muted visit to China. The Tesla billionaire was seen departing from Shanghai on Thursday in his private jet. That brought to an end a whirlwind 2-day tour that started in Beijing.
Hi, Mr. Musk.
During the visit, Musk was showered with praise by the Chinese public on social media. But the man himself was uncharacteristically quiet, refraining from any kind of public statement. It's known that he met with the country's foreign, commerce and industry ministers. Reuters sources say he also met Vice Premier Ding Xuexiang. He's ranked number 6 in the country's ruling Politburo. But little is known regarding what discussions were held. The industry ministry would only say that there was an exchange of views on electric and connected cars.
So do you support this satanic propaganda?
I'm not answering your questions. What you need to do is you either need to leave the store.
God will judge you guys.
Okay.
I mean, I can't. He won't if I don't believe in it.
And also, is that our shirt?
Yeah, it is.
Are you going to purchase that shirt?
Hey, ma'am, do you support this?
What did I just say?
You support pride propaganda?
Stop.
Whoa, I'm buying this.
I need you to.
Whoa, let
you
go,
just said you're
man.
not buying it.
I'm gonna buy it and burn it.
Okay, that's your choice. You can totally do that.
Well, what I said is you need to leave. You can't ask anybody any more questions. You can't disrupt
Freedom of
any more
speech.
people.
Call the police.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, call them.
Okay.
Trespass me. I don't care, dude.
Okay.
Clearly.
You think I care if you trespass? I've done this 1,000 times.
We never said that.
You guys are satanic.
True.
See, open satanic. That Open Satanists, guys. That's what we're gonna get up against. Is open Satanists, like they're.
I'm just anti anyone.
Hey, excuse me, ma'am. Do you support Pride?
No, you can't disrupt any more guests. You need to leave.
Sorry.
Sir, do you support the satanic Pride propaganda?
Sir?
He doesn't.
No, he just doesn't care to talk to someone so hateful and judgmental. To be honest, I'm quite happy.
Hey, excuse me. Do you guys support this?
They do.
Do you guys support the propaganda?
Yep.
You do?
Yep. So you can please
It's satanic, man.
please ignore it.
Do you know what the real rainbow stands for?
You can